Richard Jones captivated millions when he won Britain's Got Talent in 2016, becoming the first magician to claim the crown in the show's history. A serving British Army soldier and classically trained magician, Richard's blend of discipline and heartwarming storytelling captured the nation. But what followed was not a simple fairy tale. This video dives deep into Richard Jones's life, his humble beginnings, the discipline of military service, the pressures of instant fame, health challenges, emotional struggles, and the heartbreaking moments that shaped his journey. Every detail is based on factual research, honoring both his service and his story. Born on September 21, 1990, in Leytonstone, London, Richard Jones grew up in Chigwell, Essex. The youngest of 3 children, Richard was known for his creative curiosity. He first encountered magic during a family holiday when he was just 7 years old, watching a local entertainer perform simple card tricks. It was a spark that never dimmed. Richard's early schooling showed promise, but his interest in traditional academics was overshadowed by his fascination with illusion. He spent hours studying magic books from the local library and practicing sleight of hand in front of a mirror. His parents, supportive yet grounded, encouraged him to follow his passions but also to consider a stable future. Richard also played the piano and trumpet, and he had a passion for classical music that would later define part of his military career. At age 20, Richard made a surprising decision. He joined the British Army. It was not just a career move but a commitment to something greater. In 2010, he enlisted in the Parachute Regiment Band and in 2014, transitioned to the prestigious Household Cavalry Band. He served as a bandsman, combining musical performance with military discipline. Within the army, Richard's discipline grew. Yet he never abandoned magic. In his downtime, he entertained fellow soldiers with tricks, often lifting morale during challenging assignments. His talent didn't go unnoticed. Superiors allowed him to perform at formal military functions, where he blended his identity as a soldier and magician. His unique dual identity, disciplined soldier by day, illusionist by passion, set the stage for his future. It also taught him resilience, teamwork, and a deep sense of purpose. In early 2016, Richard decided to audition for Britain's Got Talent. With quiet humility, he stepped onto the stage in full military uniform. His first performance was a tribute to soldiers, blending sleight of hand with storytelling about sacrifice, unity, and hope. The judges, Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, Alicia Dixon, and David Walliams, were moved to tears. Each week, Richard elevated his magic with emotional resonance. One of his most memorable acts was a tribute to World War II veteran Fergus Ankern, a fellow magician and POW survivor. Richard seamlessly combined video projections, narrative, and magic to honor Ankern's courage. It became a defining moment in the competition and earned him widespread admiration. In May 2016, Richard was crowned the winner of Britain's Got Talent, beating strong contenders like Wayne Woodward and Boogie Storm. Overnight, he became a household name. But with fame came immense pressure. Post-BGT life brought instant visibility and challenges. Richard toured across the UK with his Power of Imagination show and headlined his ITV special Operation Magic. Corporate bookings, interviews, and charity events followed. But behind the scenes, Richard struggled with the psychological pressure of newfound fame. His quiet and introverted nature clashed with the demands of the spotlight. He often spoke of missing the routine and camaraderie of army life. Though fans adored him, he felt increasingly isolated. Media attention, performance anxiety, and expectations became overwhelming. Unlike seasoned celebrities, Richard had no playbook for navigating this world. In 2017, rumors swirled about Richard stepping back from public performances. It was later confirmed that he had suffered from severe anxiety and burnout. Speaking in interviews, he admitted the emotional toll of performing non-stop while juggling army responsibilities. He began experiencing panic attacks, fatigue, and sleepless nights. The psychological stress began to manifest physically as well, with reported episodes of chest pain and tremors. These symptoms led to comprehensive medical evaluations. While no chronic illness was diagnosed, doctors attributed his declining health to stress-induced exhaustion. In addition to his mental health, Richard also experienced a recurring musculoskeletal issue, strain in his shoulders and wrists from repeated sleight-of-hand techniques performed under pressure. This condition forced him to reduce the number of live performances he gave each month. Eventually, under the advice of mental health professionals and military doctors, he took a temporary break from performing and was placed on a reduced military schedule. He focused on therapy, rest, and rebuilding his mental and physical stamina. Richard's openness about his struggles, particularly as a serving soldier, helped destigmatize emotional and physical health issues in both military and entertainment spheres. His courage in confronting vulnerability became a cornerstone of his public image. After a short hiatus, Richard returned to the stage, but on his own terms. He focused on intimate performances, motivational speaking, and charity work for veterans. He collaborated with mental health organizations and became a vocal advocate for soldiers transitioning to civilian life. He also returned to the army in a more reserved role, serving as a ceremonial musician and magic ambassador of sorts. His dual role earned admiration within both the armed forces and magic community. Richard also began producing online magic content, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of his creative process and offering tutorials to young aspiring magicians. This allowed him to stay connected with fans while maintaining a lower public profile. In 2020, Richard experienced a deeply personal tragedy, the loss of a close family member. Though he never disclosed the details publicly, friends and sources close to him revealed it was a turning point. He channeled his grief into creativity, developing a new show centered on resilience, memory, and hope. It became a healing experience for both him and his audience. In private, Richard sought therapy and leaned on his close friends and military peers. The army offered him the support system he needed, and he credits them with helping him get through the most difficult period of his life. Richard Jones's win on Britain's Got Talent inspired a new generation of magicians who saw magic as more than spectacle. It could be a vessel for emotional truth. He was invited to lecture at magic conventions and contribute to industry publications, offering insights into the philosophy of performance. He also mentored several young illusionists, some of whom have gone on to compete on BGT and other televised competitions. Richard's emphasis on storytelling over flashy tricks changed the landscape of televised magic in the UK. In recent years, Richard has focused more on internal fulfillment than public acclaim. He enrolled in academic courses focused on performance psychology and digital media, hoping to combine traditional illusion with modern storytelling formats. He also explored mindfulness and spirituality as ways to regain balance in his life. Interviews reveal a man more centered, grounded, and focused on helping others, especially young veterans and artists dealing with trauma. His performances now often touch on healing, identity, and the human condition, resonating with audiences on a deeper level. As of 2025, Richard Jones continues to perform selectively while remaining committed to his army service. He mentors young magicians and speaks regularly about mental health, military life, and the power of storytelling. He lives in Essex with his long-term partner, Rhea, an actress he met before the COVID-19 pandemic. The couple shares their home with a beloved Pomeranian named Lady. Their quiet life together includes countryside walks, Sunday roasts, and mutual creative pursuits. Though Richard has kept much of their relationship private, it's clear that Rhea plays a supportive and grounding role in his life. Richard occasionally shares glimpses of their life on social media, including a touching video from 2022 when Rhea returned home after working abroad in Paris for 7 months. While some social media posts have previously speculated about a past marriage, no reliable sources confirm any such history. Richard remains focused on his current relationship and living a life of peace and purpose. He also works on behind-the-scenes production for television, helping others craft meaningful magical performances. Though he's no longer a constant fixture in public life, Richard's influence continues to ripple through the entertainment and military communities alike. Richard's story reminds us that true magic isn't about deception, but connection. Whether in uniform or on stage, his greatest power lies not in trickery, but in empathy, honor, and resilience. If Richard Jones's journey touched your heart or gave you a new perspective on the man behind the magic, please take a moment to like this video to help us honor stories that matter. Subscribe for more in-depth, human-centered explorations of extraordinary lives. Share this with friends, family, and anyone who believes in the strength of resilience, the power of hope, and the quiet heroes among us. Thank you for watching, and remembering that behind every illusion is a very real story.